Good morning and Jai Shri Krishna to all my dear friends, Vaishnav Bandhu, listening to me. We all have gone through Bam Sambandh and keep thinking, what is it all about? When I took Brahm Sambandh once, for the first time, came across the word, I kept on wondering. Someone told me I should not eat onions. Someone told me we are not supposed to eat non-veg. So I just kept thinking that Brahm Sambandh is all about not eating non-veg food and onion or garlic, etc. Sometime later, I came across so many sayings by Pushti Marg. Gradually once, I came across the word Brahm Sambandh. When I went deep into it, I came to know that Brahm Sambandh is something which Sri Ballabh wanted to help the ordinary souls connect to God. Sri Ballabh wanted to help the ordinary souls get to God and could not think of a way of purifying them enough to approach the pure Brahman. So mired are the ordinary souls in their desires, karmas and egos. It seemed an impossible task to lift them from the quagmire of daily existence to anything beyond it. Having toured India on foot, Sri Ballabh had seen the lives of its people, from the kings to the commonest man, and seen how tangled up they were all in their webs of their own karmic creations. No one seemed to have escaped the influence of Kali Yuga. Just as his task looked hopeless, God came to Sri Ballabh and gave him the answers to his questions. God said, just as Ganga purifies all that enters it, all souls, once they form a relationship with me, they become pure. There is no other way to purify a soul in this age, in this Kali Yuga, when everything has degenerated and become corrupt. Offer everything to me, all your actions, all your possessions, your very soul, and it will be purified by its association with me. Like the devotees of an age gone by, become totally dedicated to me, and I will lead you to liberation. God then gave the Brahm Sambandh mantra to Sri Ballabh, so he could initiate people into the new path, Marga. The Siddhant Rahasya is an account of this conversation of God. I'll tell you the Siddhant Rahasya later on in the second part. The Brahm Sambandh, let me first continue with the Brahm Sambandh part. The Brahm Sambandh mantra is considered too sacred and too intimate to be repeated aloud, and hence I am not mentioning it here. The Siddhant Rahasya and other philosophical treatises that help explain Sri Ballabh's views, I'll be coming along with each one of them, one by one. Okay? In the Granthas I will be discussing later. So, let me continue. Sri Ballabh explains that before marriage, the girl could be as poor as dirt. Now we are talking about Brahm Sambandh. What is Brahm Sambandh? So, she could be as poor as dirt, as ugly as sin, or as dumb as a doornail. But if a king desires her and marries her, she will be honored as a queen. All her deficiencies are secondary to the fact that she is now a queen. She now wears priceless gems on a daily basis, beautician work on her features and make her presentable as an apsara. Intelligent people vie to be her advisors, and everyone would envy her good fortune of marrying a king. Similarly, once you form a relationship with God, you are a part and parcel of the divine. So how many are a part of God? Yeah. Whatever you were before, that point is immaterial. Now that you are listening to Brahm Sambandh, It itself shows that you are connected to God, you are in Ran Sambandhan God. Bol Girraj Dharan ki jai. Here and now is what counts. Once you have formed a relationship, any relationship with God, God will make sure that relationship is maintained to its logical end. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says the same thing. I respond to your bhav and worship in a likewise manner. जिस भाव से तुम हमारी पूजा करोगे, हम उस भाव से तुम्हें जवाब देंगे. So, if we look on God as a parent, He will fulfill His duties as a parent. If we look upon Him as our business partner, He will do His duties accordingly. If we look upon Him as a bride, He will take care of us forever. Janmo janmo, life after life. Janam janam tak. But agar we look after Him as our enemy, then He will fulfill that role too, to the hilt. Let us discuss His parent power. What does a parent do? Parents can love and scold. Parents have a limited time to mollycoddle you, then to mold you by hook or by crook. You also have a responsibility to obey your parents and look after them too. So, if you look at God as your parent, He will do His duty accordingly and will administer punishment and reward in due measure. Both He will do, right? As our parents do, they punish us and they reward us. Second was what we discussed, business partner. So if we take Thakurji as our business partner, then you should be honest and believe in fair trade. Business partners, what do they expect? Honesty and fair trade. So if you give that, Thakurji will be honest and rewarding to you. But if he doesn't feel satisfied by your honesty, he can also withdraw his support. What does a business partner do? If they feel that the project is no good, they will withdraw their support. Similarly, Thakurji can do this. So, don't blame God if he withdraws his support because you have not been honest towards him. Third is an enemy. What do we do with enemy? Fire, illness, enemy, all these negative things. What do we have to do? They have to be removed from the root. Otherwise, they can be re-emerge at any point and can cause worry to us. An enemy has always to be eliminated. There is no other option. So, Lord eliminates all those who oppose Him by merging them into Him. How does He eliminate? He eliminates those bad people by merging them into Himself. Once a river merges with the sea, there is no way for it to get back to the previous state. Similarly, once you go into Thakurji, there is no way out to come back. You have merged. This is the great compassion of the Lord, that even His enemies get to merge and be one with God. You remember Putna and Yashodama. They were both absorbed into the cosmic Krishna. In Pushti Marg, we worship the Lord in two ways. Either as a husband or as a child. In our tradition, what do we do? A husband is bound to his wife for life after life after life after life. At least in Hindus. Isn't it? One wife. And whether we fight, you say wrong things about each other, you don't love each other, still you go on and on with the relationship. This is our culture. This is Indian culture. This is Pushti Marg. Vaishnav. We are Vaishnavs. We want God to be bound to us forever. Hence, we want Him to marry us. No matter how much a married couple fight, they eventually make it up and start loving once again. No matter how errant the wife is in her duties, she forget to iron the shirt. But does the love end there of her husband? No. Her loving Lord, her loving husband will gently and patiently mold her to his ways. Gradually, once you get married, you keep forgetting your things. Keep forgetting the things, what you have to do for your husband. Once you start making breakfast, you forget to iron his shirt. You iron his shirt, you forget to keep his tie. So, but does the love end? No. He keeps on loving you. Evening he'll bring a flower for you, he brings sweets for you, he'll bring chocolates for you. Isn't it? So, no matter how errant the wife might be in her duties, her loving Lord will gently and patiently mold her way to his ways and will love her despite all her faults, or indeed as lovers do. What do lovers do? Your boyfriends, your girlfriends, you're not married but still you are wanting to go into the relationship. What do? They ignore all your faults. तुमने बर्थडे बोल दिया, अरे कोई बात नहीं, I will manage. But when a wife forgets, a husband forgets, it is a big issue. But when a friend forgets, it's not. So most relationships have a natural end, but marriage only ends when the couple dies. You can end your relationship, or you can you stop meeting some people, your friends, your some relatives. Gradually the natural relationships, they may end, but marriage, you stay with spouse, it ends only when you die. As the Lord is immortal, this relationship will also endure forever. So we form a relationship of a bride to her husband. We expect the Lord to look after us and do all that is necessary in our lives. We take him as our spouse. Our duty is to serve him and do that which will please him. How can a wife please her husband? Tell me how. Looking after the family, looking after the home, looking after his children, his parents, his relatives, dressing for him. So, the universe is also the home and household of the Lord. So, we have to look after the universe, the people he has created. As his wife, it is our duty to look after the whole world he has set up. How do we do that? How do we take care of his family, his household, Lord's household? I'll tell you. Be kind to all those you meet. Be kind to everyone you meet. Don't shout at people. Be supportive of the needy. Even if you find that this person is a fraud, donate. Donate 1 rupee, but you should donate. Nurture the souls to you meet. Whenever you meet a person, he should leave, be it business, be it family, one should be satisfied after he meets you. Be honest. Be honest in your relations. And the Lord and your husband will be happy. Your Lord, your superior God, your Krishna, Girirajji, he will be happy. Ruin the world or mess it up and he will be unhappy. If you start abusing people, if you start hating people, he'll be unhappy. Love people. Dedicate your life to people, the society, the people around you, the whole world. It is your household. Simple. Lord is a kind husband. It takes very little to please him. Just be genuinely nice to all those you come into contact with, and he will be happy with you. What could be so easier? As a parent of the divine, we are reversing. Now the second part, we are coming to the second part. This was, we are loving him like a spouse or a husband. Okay? Now second is, we are loving him like a parent. We are the parent of the divine. It sounds like impossible. And we are reversing all the rules of the known world. How can the universal Lord of everything be our son? Can you accept it? Can you think of it? No, but he gives you a chance. This requires a magnanimous heart and an open mind. You cannot just confine within yourself and love God and make Him your son. It requires infinite love within yourself and unending tenderness. Only then can you love the Para Brahman as your child. He is the Param Brahman. The relationship between parent and child is one of infinite love. No matter how errant the child may be, the parents love him. Even if they scold the child, the harsh words are couched in love. Even if our mom is angry, what does she come and say? Go and eat your food. She will not say, wait. She will not fight. Don't eat. She'll never say that. She'll say, go and eat your food because it's your lunchtime. Maybe you have earned so much. Still, just as a parent loves the child loves the parent. Their mutual love is such that it endures forever. Even when the child grows up and moves away, the parent will love the child. Always, always, always. They keep on thinking about you. Maybe we are in America right now. Our parents are in India. But what do they say? They keep us thinking about us. Whenever you pick the call of your mom, you are here in Canada or US, wherever, maybe Scotland. Whenever you take the call of your mom, what is the first thing she asks? She doesn't take care of the time, what time it is. She'll ask, Beta, kuch khaya? You ate something, my son? What did you eat? She keeps on thinking, always blessing, always caring. Only if you can do this for the universal soul should you take up the Baal Seva. Take God like that. Take God like your child. You have to take care of Him all the time. That is what is called Baal Seva. The Brahm Sambandh, this is what the Brahm Sambandh is all about. Connecting to God, connecting to divine, giving your soul to God. The Brahm Sambandh sets you up with a relationship with God. What relationship you pursue with God after that point is up to you. Either you want to be enemy of God, a business partner, a mom, mother to the God, or you treat Him as your parent or your spouse. So how you maintain it is totally up to you. Be assured though, God will keep His end of the relationship because He is one. So we completed with the Brahm Sambandh part. Hope you understood what is Brahm Sambandh, connecting to God. Next I will be discussing with you is Siddhant Rahasya. Okay, it will be the next part. So till then, goodbye, take care, Jai Shri Krishna.